So this is Mega Mug. This is my giant mug. I don't drink coffee out of this mug because it would be too big. I drink tea out of this mug, and this is my Believe mug, and that's the theme of today's business coaching session. Believe. Believe you can do it. Believe you can achieve it. On Saturday, I'm speaking at a program here that's held at the FedEx Institute of Technology. They're a sponsor, but it's what's called the Entrepreneurship Masterclass. It's an annual event that's the brainchild of a guy by the name of Chef Philip Ashley. He's now become, I don't know about world famous, but certainly continentally famous. And he is a chocolatier, Chef Philip Ashley. His products are now sold in Disney, by St. Jude, and he's a pretty awesome dude. Solopreneur, started a business. He's got quite a business, and he runs this. And I invited him to come see me speak, which is stuff that I would love for you to do. If you're doing a little speech, if you're doing a presentation, come, send out invitations to other local business leaders to come and see you. So I am a mentor for an organization called MILE, Memphis Institute for Leadership Education. And they invited me to do their kickoff keynote to University of Memphis students who are enrolled in this leadership program. And I have a mentor there. And so I figured, let me leverage it, which is what I would hope you would do too. Leverage every public event you do. Leverage it. And I invited Chef Philip to come see me. He didn't know who the heck I was. And he came. And he saw me speak. And afterwards he said, Stuart, I do my entrepreneurship masterclass every year. Would you be interested in speaking? I'm like, you bet. That's what we call networking, friends. Networking. Put yourself out there, because I volunteer for this mentor program. It's volunteer. When you volunteer, who volunteers out there? You put yourself in opportunity's way. Write that one down. Put yourself in opportunity's way. All right, today is March 30th, Thursday. Wow, April is around the corner. I'm your fearless group leader. Fearless, for sure. Stuart Cohen. I'm glad you're here today. We've got a lot, as always, on the agenda. At the last second, I put a post on Lena's group there, Travel Agent Hacks, and I said, hey, agents, eavesdrop. Pop in at one of our member-only business coaching sessions, which we do every other week. So if you're a guest on the show, welcome. Take a sneak peek. And we hope to feature one of our boot campers, and this is impromptu, sharing a success story. We call it the Success Spotlight. We had 3 agents share big successes 2 weeks ago, and we'll see who's bold enough, courageous enough to want their microphones turned on. So if you want to be one of those, my boot campers, please let me know, and I will give you advance notice before I invite you to unmute your mic, and I unmute you so you can share your story. Don't be shy. Just take a deep breath and do it. It's easy. It's fun. The other thing I want to tell you is that for our guests, there will be no other slides. This is not a webinar. I'm not presenting. I'm not selling anything. I am your business coach for this hour, answering questions to help you with challenges, opportunities, ideas, fresh ways of pursuing groups and building your business. So if you want, you can toggle the slide. You can make me really big on your screen, or if you don't want to look at me, just look at the slide. It's up to you. Okay, a couple of bits of news, and then we're going to get right down to it. I'm going to see who's got the first set of questions, and welcome everybody in. April 11th, I've got special guests. We've got John and Stella Mountain. You guys know them from the Taba Africa Safaris. They're going to be with us. We're going to talk about groups to Africa, obviously. So join us there. That's going to be interesting. Then guess what? I'm going away on a river cruise. Don't know when I'm coming home. Well, I know when I'm coming home, but finally my partial ship river cruise on the brand new Ama Christina is finally here. Folks, I started promoting this group to my friends and family almost 2 years ago. A lot of times you ask me this question: how early should we start promoting? How early is too early? And I'm here to tell you, it's never too early, especially with a mega event like this, where it's 12 nights, 13 days. People plan these things way in advance. Sure, some people do last minute stuff, but this kind of an event, especially a river cruise, especially this amount of days, especially this much money, we started almost 2 years ago with the group launch sequence, which I teach in boot camp, which is the Whisper campaign. Save the date. I did it and it worked. And we leave in like 16 days, 17 days. Very excited. So by the way, not to take up this time here, but friends, if you have any of suggestions for what we should be doing in Zurich and Lucerne, because we've got two-night pre, Zurich and Lucerne, then we board the Ama Christina in Basel, where we will cruise the Rhine to Amsterdam. Let me know. I mean, I love best practices, and I'm no expert, so you tell me, so I know what, best places to eat, where I should grab a Pilsner, so forth and so on. All right. Let's take a look to see if we got any advanced comments and questions, and we dig in. I've got so much here. Sam is here. Sam can only stay on 15 minutes and have to drive to the Bay Area. So yeah, I always record this. And Sam, I've got your comments. I will definitely read your comments and your good news stories. Sam, I love the fact that you're so committed to growing your business and trying new things. Zig Ziglar says, success and happiness are not matters of chance but of choice. We can wake up every morning and make the same choices, do the same thing every day, get the same results. Or we can make new choices, try new things, sometimes step outside our comfort zone into a new comfort zone. And Sam, you inspired us that your current customers, you asked, hey, do you have any friends or family who want to travel with you? Do you have any friends or family who you'd love to travel with? That's all you did. It took you 3 seconds in one breath, and all of a sudden you turned one booking into a little mini group. So Sam, thumbs up, and I promise you I'm going to read your stuff because it's more good news. Thanks for your inspiration. Good morning. Belvin's in the house. Hello, Belvin. Jennifer says, any audio today? Yeah. Can you hear me, Jennifer? We're coming through. Oh, disregard. Now you can hear me. Cool. Jenny's in the house. All right, Jenny, welcome. And Judy here. Good morning. Judy says here, I have blocked my Alaska cruise for 2018 and have 10 people excited. I want to put some extras together to add value. Any ideas from the boot campers? Wow, this is a huge question. Judy, we're going to start with you right now, then we're going to get to everything on this worksheet here, which is, I'm going to read it again. She's blocked the Alaska cruise for 18, have 10 people excited. That's great, and want to put some extras together to add value. Any ideas from the book? So I'm going to throw out some stuff here. I don't know, Judy, if you're going to be doing land as well, pre or post, if that's an option, if it fits the budget, but for my money, I don't want to go to Alaska and just do the cruise. If I'm making that trip, I want to see I want to see Fairbanks, I want to see Denali, I want to see Anchorage. And maybe some people in your group can do that, I don't know. But one of the most important things to do, now listen to me, Judy, and everybody else, the second part of discovering what else you can add to the package is you brainstorming, doing research to see things that you know that they will end up missing. That's the second thing you're going to do, Judy, is you're going to be the professional that you are, and you're going to ask in boot camp, and you'd ask your colleagues, and you're going to study of things that you don't want to let your most valued clients miss, because without you, they would miss. They wouldn't know that there are things to do in the ports, that you can actually put together private group excursions. And remember we talked about this when Mary was on from Royal Caribbean, that you can actually schedule a private group tour and earn a commission on it from the cruise line. Hallelujah. All you have to do is ask. So the second thing you're going to do is you're going to do all the legwork and research to find out what the opportunities are. And you're going to work with the supplier too to give you even more ideas. And the more custom you can make it, the better. But now we're going to talk about the first thing that I suggest you do. and that is to ask. You want to ask those 10 people, what have they never done? What's their dream come true to do? Because my guess is maybe they've never been to Alaska before. Do you know the answer to that question? If they've never been before, man, they've got a lot of questions, and there's a whole lot they don't know. So it's your job to put stuff out there, because you don't want to bake into the package stuff they don't want, because then they're going to reject the package, right? You want to offer them a package that gives them two things, that gives them everything they don't want. Remember, that's the first question you ask clients is, tell me what you don't want. Stuff that went wrong in the past, stuff you missed in the past. If they've been to Alaska before, what did they miss? What did they forget? What are they going for? And then the second part of it is, what do you want? And most people don't know much about Alaska. So again, that's where number 2 comes in. But the first thing is to find out, ask. What are your dreams? And you're going to float stuff. You're going to pepper stuff out there. Would you like to take a helicopter? Have you ever been on a helicopter? It's so cool. I did it. And we can land you right on the glacier. And you can say, Judy, that you did that. I mean, have you been to Alaska? You want to share stuff that you've done or your colleagues have done if you've not been to Alaska. I've been to Alaska. I loved every second. I've been there twice. It's amazing. So people can see it in my eyes and hear it in my voice, and maybe they're going to be, no helicopter stuff. Okay, no problem. Done. Out the door. You know. But you want to pepper stuff, float stuff, so you know how to build a package. Because remember, in boot camp, we teach the golden rule. You do not sell the off-the-shelf, stripped-down, bare-bones product. Because then they're going to shop you till they drop you on price. When you do groups, it's not about price. It's about value. You want the best, highest value proposition. You want to supersize. You want to build a package. How do you build a package? You find out what they don't want. You find out what they want. So let me stop for just a second. And I want to see if we had any more comments. Judy says, yes, I'm doing land post-cruise in Denali. Beautiful. So you've already got that, and that's going to be in Denali. That's awesome. And there's going to be more optional tours there too. Some are included. This is fantastic news, Judy. So tell me, Judy, I'm going to keep going here with the question comments. If anybody else has questions and comments to add. And this is a perfect thing for Facebook and our Facebook community, because my guess is we got a lot of boot campers who have been to Alaska, done groups to Alaska, would have great ideas to share. And that's what I love about sharing best practices, so that your clients never miss a thing. That's why they need you, because you will make sure they don't miss a thing, because they may not get back to Alaska anytime soon. Hans says, saw a presentation on short trips. Seems like a very good company. Yes, great idea. Because if the cruise line is not offering commissions or can't be flexible and do private group tours, you may do better using a private company. Like Short Trips. They're great people. They do great stuff. And they pay commission. Or it can give you a net price, so you can mark it down and mark it back up to make a margin that you're comfortable with, that you deserve. You guys may or may not know this, but years ago I started a company called resortforaday.com. It's out there. It's the #1 online seller of day passes for hotels, mainly in the Caribbean, not in Alaska. And I did that so that there was another option. And of course, they still pay commissions. I no longer own the company. It was acquired by World Travel Holdings. Short Trips, they're great people. They do the same thing, and they do specializes in places like Alaska. So check them out. Hans, great suggestion. Judy says, must have been there before except inland. Most have been there before except inland to Denali. Okay, so they've been before, and that's great. The key is to know what they've done, what they may want to do again, and what they missed that they wish they had done. Because maybe the travel agent they had before, I don't know if it was you, Judy, the travel they had before forgot to show them, forgot to tell them, forgot to offer them. You know, there's so much to do there, obviously, and it could be adventure, right? It could be fishing, deep sea fishing. It could be helicopter, you know, or it could be hiking, or it could be low, you know, like the slow walker stuff. You got to find out the level of activity they want. And if you have to, if it's a split group, you can always say, okay, you have a choice of A or B. But they're already built in. They're baked in. They're included. Jennifer is sharing here. Hi, Jennifer. For Judy's Alaska group, music of Denali Dinner Show is a lot of fun for groups. Might be able to use amenity points to provide it for your group, as I'm doing from my Holland America group this September. That's great, Jennifer. Thank you for sharing. And Jennifer, I got your notes here. We're going to talk about it next. So, Judy, did you get that? It's called Music of Denali Dinner Show. A lot of fun for groups. And yes, use those amenity points to buy these things. And remember, friends, no way, no how, ixnay on the oxnay will you tell your group people what an amenity point is, what a gap point is, and say, okay, the cruise line provides this. No, 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 no. That's your business, not theirs. It's your special tools to leverage. You take the credit for it. Because if you keep saying, Holland America's providing this, Royal's providing this, Celebrity's providing this, they're giving me this, let me ask them, then they're going to say, why do I need you? I'll just go direct to the cruise line. What are you doing for me? They're doing it all. Meanwhile, you're the one that's negotiating with them, but that's your business. So you say, let me see what I can do. Let me see how I get this. How about this? They don't need to know you're getting it free. You're using points, right? Do you agree? Hello. All right, let me just see here. We're going to get through these, and then we're going to get right here. Lena says, give a gift certificate on short trips, and if clients don't use, you can re-gift. If they do, you make a commission. Now, that's interesting. I'm not familiar with that program, so check it out. They offer gift certificates, and if they don't use it, it can be re-gifted. And if they do, when they do use it, make commission. Very interesting concept, Lena. Thank you for sharing that. Good people there. And then finally, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. Flight seeing with Fly Denali was amazing. Flight seeing with Fly Denali was amazing. Pictures of me standing on the glacier on my Facebook business page. Oh, okay. So if you go to Jennifer Walker Travel, she has pictures on her Facebook business page of her standing on a glacier. That's awesome. Check it out, everybody, because when you go, man, you want to post all these pictures on your site. So when you meet somebody new and you talk to them about travel and potential groups, they're going to check you out, right? So if you've got pictures that you've been there, done that, having fun, either with you, your spouse, or with a group, or just alone, that's impressive. That's the testimonial they need to see. We did it. We landed on the Herbert Glacier, and I have pictures. I don't know if I want to put this in boot camp or on my Facebook page, but I with another friend, we dared each other to remove our shirts only, and we did. We took our shirts off. We just had our pants and our boots on, and we took a glorious picture on Herbert Glacier, topless. Guys can do this. No joke. No kidding. All right, so let's dig in here. So go ahead, continue to post stuff, and I want to know also, when I look back here, I want to see your comments, I want to see your questions, and I want to see which boot camper wants to share their success story today and be brave enough to turn on their microphone just for a minute or two. So let's go with, I want to segue here into Jennifer, because it actually segues into what Judy had asked and what I suggested, which was, ask questions to get to know what you should build into the package. And so Jennifer posted 3 things here, and this is, she said, I just watched the new Pitch Perfect videos. Great information as always. Thank you very much. And by the way, if you haven't watched it yet, Pitch Perfect is brand new. I think it's a 6-module series that it takes place, this teaching, these new methods take place when you have that great idea and you want to go pitch it to the wine shop owner, the potential group leader, to the organization, to the association. It covers from getting in the door, how to get in the door, setting up the meeting, how to make the pitch, everything. So please watch it. And by the way, I just had the video word-for-word transcripts done. I have not uploaded them yet, but in boot camp, you not only get the video, but you also get the word-for-word transcript. So that's on the way. So Jennifer says in the first video, how to get in the door. You mentioned asking high mileage questions. What do you mean by this? Simple. Any question that can possibly not be answered with a yes or no. Now let me give you an example. When my kids would come home from school, if I just would ask the question, how was school? They would give me one word answer, and it was always okay. So I stopped asking that question, and my question was, what did you learn in the most interesting class today? I try to elicit a conversation that cannot be answered with yes, no, or okay. My favorite question, which drives my kids nuts, is what was the second best thing that happened to you today? The second best. Try it. It's really fun. You got to see the response it elicits, because they can always think of the first, but the second is a little harder. Now, guess what my follow-up question is? What's the second best? So that is how I suggest you ask high-mileage questions. Ask the question, sit back, and silencio, shut up your mate. Because you want them to talk, you want them to share, you want them to paint a picture for you so that you know what they don't want and what they want, what their aspirations are. Number 2, Jennifer goes on in the second video, which is called Best Presentation Methods to Get More Groups. You refer to a commitment letter. I've heard you and fellow agents mention this document in the past webinar since I joined Group Bootcamp early in the year. Is this one of the documents tied to Module 2? Okay, I realized that I had not uploaded that to Bootcamp. I thought I did. So guess what? I will upload it to Bootcamp, but if you see there, and don't mess around, I don't want you to end up logging off by mistake, but you see in the handouts there, if you look at your dashboard, there it is. You could download it right now. And that's what I call a commitment letter. What's a commitment letter? Great question, Jennifer, and for everybody else. A commitment letter, it's not required, but man, it would be great if you could get it signed. Because sometimes you may say, well, give me $500, then I'll start working, because I don't want to do all this work and then have you steal it and take my ideas and go someplace else. Well, most people are not going to put up that kind of money. But if you have a great relationship, and if they're a good business person, they'll know, because also they want, it's a dual commitment, right? They want your expertise. They don't want you taking this opportunity to somebody else. So it has to be mutually exclusive, so that you want to make sure they don't take the idea someplace, and they want to make sure you don't take the idea someplace, and you download it, make it your own. I don't like doing stuff that's really legalese because it can scare people away from signing it. But if you present this commitment letter as a document that protects the both of you, just like the group agreement letter, and you know the templates in Bootcamp, exactly the components of what you need to write in a group agreement letter. Simple, fearless, so that you write it collaboratively. Do the same thing with this commitment letter. Hey, let's make sure you and I were bound together so we can explore this, and I'm not going to go tell anybody, you're not going to go tell anybody. Let's work this through, and if it doesn't work, we'll still be friends. If it does work, we're committed to each other. So try to use that commitment letter, and don't hesitate when you give it. Be confident that it's SOP. You know what SOP is? Standard Operating Procedure. I think they'll have a lot of respect for you. And if they won't sign it, well, maybe they've got, a dozen other agents lined up to make the same pitch, and you have to decide if you're going to pursue this or not. Maybe they're not really serious. Or maybe they don't love you enough yet. Maybe they don't like you enough yet. Maybe they don't trust you enough yet. So why would they sign? Which means you got work to do. All right? And let me just get to number 3 here of your question, Jennifer. In the pitch, chapter 4, start on time. You mentioned rewarding people who have arrived on time. Is the reward simply respecting their time by starting your presentation on time, or did you have something more tangible in mind? It's a great question. And I did answer you in your email, Jennifer, but I'm going to make this answer public as well. The reward is that you're starting on time. Now, for those of you who come to Bootcamp every other week, who have been on any of my webinars, I start early. At least I log in early and we chit chat. But I start on time and I end on time. That shows that I respect your time. A pet peeve of mine is I don't like showing up late. I don't like when I can't control other people, but when they show up late, especially when you show up late for work every morning and you know there's traffic, you got to leave earlier. It's not traffic's fault. And I know there could be circumstances that prevented you. I know. But man, oh man, does it build your integrity when you start to the second on time. Because when you do that, I will trust that you're going to deliver an amazing group experience, because I believe you're not going to miss a deadline. I believe when you make a promise to me, you're going to keep it. Let me say it again. When you start on time, you're going to leave me with the impression that when you make a promise, you deliver. As if you start late, what else are you going to do a little shaky? What else are you going to do not on time? What else are you going to do that's going to let me weaken my belief in you, your integrity? All right, let's see. Any more questions? Any more comments coming through? Hello, hello? Nothing right now. You guys still with me? Let me make sure, because normally I got a ton of stuff here I'm going to cover, but type something in. Were you guys able to download the PDF document? Did it work? It did. Hey, Belvin. All right. Just want to make sure. I guess you guys are so riveted to me that you stopped posting comments and questions. All right. Just want to make sure. Hold on. Take a deep breath. Very excited. This has been a very good week. I just want to let you guys know that on April 11th, I already told you we've got John and Stella Mountain from Nataba Africa Safaris. They're coming on. And that one, by the way, is open to the whole world. Whenever I have a special guest, they can focus in an area where I'm not the expert, like Africa Safaris. I open it up to everybody. Then on May 9th, we've got our next Ask Stuart Hour. So I know what you're thinking. Hey, what happened between April 11th and May 9th? Well, guess what? Yours truly is going on my Ama Christina River Cruise, my partial ship charter. I will try my best to do some pop-up broadcasts, maybe some FaceTime Live from the ship. And I will love to share with you my experiences. I am the group leader, and I would like you to share with me tips, tools, templates, tricks that you've done, particularly on the Rhine, or I already reached out for your ideas in Zurich and Lucerne for me and the group to do. So I just want to let you know why there's a gap there. But I return back May 9th to do the Ask Stuart Hour on Tuesday. And May 16th, we have a special guest, Mark, from Carnival Cruises. Mark is awesome. Mark Campagnon. He's really a group expert, super, super nice guy. And he's going to be on May 16th. And we've got more coming. I've got a LinkedIn specialist coming to help us out too. So here we're going to do. I'm going to check out to see if we have any new questions posted and see if we have any success stories that want to share, and see if, let me see, anybody post? Nope, nobody posted. Okay, I want to recognize Stacy from Sanjay Travel and Tours. Sent me an email. I want to celebrate your success, Stacy. Guess what? I landed my first group cruise, a class reunion. Now it's time to put these lessons you've taught to work. So Stacy, congratulations. Thank you for sharing your success. And if you need any help along the way, come and get it. You've got me. You've got everybody else in group boot camp, your colleagues. And now it's time to begin putting together that package, getting the group agreement letter signed. You got to get that commitment letter signed, all your marketing buttoned down. And remember, group launch sequence. Now at this step, okay, the Whisper campaign is done. You've landed the group. I would imagine everybody knows. I don't know. And then you want to do your survey, and you want to start putting together your sequence of events to start promoting. And remember, you're not going to share the price. You're not going to take anybody's money yet, because you're going to build enormous momentum first. Build momentum first. Tell them when you're going to open up the window to take their money. okay, to take their bookings when the window is going to close. And I guarantee you, Stacy, you will sell the highest number of staterooms on that singular day you open up for sale if you do what I tell you to do, which is build momentum first. And perhaps do a VIP open sale event the day before, right? That's part of the group launch sequence. So Stacy, good luck to you and continued success. All right. Let's see what's next here. Next, Belvin. Belvin writes, I need a little clarity on page 3 of the group launch sequence now under timing. Now this is the part 4A PDF. You state, quote, the time frame between this step and the survey should be weeks at a minimum, but certainly can be over a month or two. So Belvin, you caused me to go back and read my PDF and realize that I confused myself because of what? Because here's what we're talking about, everybody. In group launch sequence, which is a perfect segue from what we were just talking about, the stage between the first stage, which is the save the date or the whisper campaign, right? That's step 1. And step 2 is the survey. And there's where I gave sort of an ambiguous answer. How much time in between those 2 stages? And I went back and I fixed that PDF. I loaded it up brand new for you. So let me address that with everybody right now. If you hit them with the survey so quickly after the save the date whisper campaign kind of a thing, then is that the step there? Yeah. Then I think it could look too salesmanship-y. I really think it should be a couple of weeks. It may be a month at most, but you also don't want to lose momentum. You see, in the group launch sequence, it's all about momentum, and the momentum starts with the whisper campaign to save the date, and then it flows into the survey, and then it flows into the sequence of events, your presentations. So my suggestion is to try to keep it to under 30 days, but I wouldn't do any less than 2 weeks. How's that? Between 2 weeks and 4 weeks. Because that'll give people enough time to read about it, hear the buzz, and get a little excited, have their interest piqued. But if you go more than a month, Belvin, I think people will lose interest. They may forget. They're going to move on. Life gets in the way. Stuff happens, and they're going to forget. So that's where I think a comfortable time zone would be. That's what I would say that where the science comes in. Not too quick, not too long, but just right. I would say 2 to 4 weeks would be ideal. Because if there's too much time between any of these steps, people lose interest. Let me give you a case in point. I already told you at the top of the hour that my Ama Christina Partnership River Cruise is 2 weeks away. But I started promoting it almost 2 years ago with the group launch sequence. And it was like, wow, was this so early? And it wasn't so early. And no, did I end up stretching the group launch sequence out for months and months and months? No. Stuart, did people really deposit that early? Yes, they did. And let me explain what I did. I followed the plan with the timing. As I've said, our single biggest sales date was the day we opened up for sale after, which was the date of the 4th presentation. It worked like a charm. It really works, friends. But because we were so early out, I did a second launch about 5 months later, 4 months later. You know why I did a second launch? Because everybody, friends and family, who were excited, they started telling their friends and their family. And there were more people interested. But we had, the booking window closed. So I rebuilt momentum a second time. We did a second round because these were new people. They didn't see the first ones, and we sold more. So the combination of tips I've just shared inspires you that that you can never book early enough, that the timing is critical. You don't want to let too much time pass, and if you do end up promoting so early, do it again. Okay, here we go. We have Belvin says he understands. Cool beans. All right, I'm going to read this from Debbie. Here, I think this is a success spotlight. I don't have a microphone, but I'll share something I did. In January, my wave season was not where I wanted it to be. So when the new Norwegian Bliss was announced for Alaska, I set up a group and created a Facebook event titled First Annual Friends and Family Cruise. I love it already! There was a deposit sale going on, so I accelerated building the momentum. I currently have 25 cabins booked. Wait, that's going to be a dance. That deserves a dance. And I don't dance too regularly, but I dance for you, Debbie. Very cool. While I didn't follow your timeline to probably make it better, I am using the technique to keep continued interest and hopefully prevent cancellations between now and the sailing in June of 18. There you go. That's fine. Hey, you know, we had a conversation with Lynn last time where she had a group leader who was dead defiant against the group launch sequence. They just wanted to get the pricing out there and sell. You know, sometimes you can't implement it, but it does work. And yes, Debbie, and I wonder, Debbie, if you've considered, would you do a second launch? Would you do a relaunch to try to grow it? Because as we learned from Sam earlier, by simply asking the question, who else would you love to travel with? Is there an opportunity for it to grow and do another, but do a launch based on my sequence? So you can actually practice this, and they'll buy when you tell them to buy, I wonder. But Debbie, thank you for sharing that, and congratulations on your success, annual Friends and Family Cruise. And I would imagine that you're escorting, right, Debbie? You're going. So I don't know why, here's the thing, I don't know why every travel professional doesn't do an annual Friends and Family trip. And of course, that includes clients. Go where you want to go, and people will go with you. I know several agents who do this to great success, and every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You be the group leader. It's so simple. I don't know why more agents don't do it. Belvin says, thanks. Did you have the same price once you made a second launch date for your river cruise? I did. We were so early out that the price was the same. And yeah, we didn't change the pricing. And you know, I didn't want those people to feel bad or guilty that they missed the first round. I didn't, you know, definitely. I still had some availability, but the availability was less. But I didn't want them to feel give them any reason, Belvin, to feel that that they're too late, that the price has gone up, that the availability is down. They're going to get, you know, because then they would say, well, I don't really like the cabin selection. I didn't want to give them a reason. So we did it as if it was brand new. But what I did do, Belvin, was leverage the first round. So if you go to my website, stuartloydcohn/River Cruise 2017, I actually have some pictures of people, because you want to leverage the people who've already booked. That's how the VIP sale works. You want to leverage people who've already booked, which gives people confidence that, hey, they bought, I can buy too. Wow, all these people are already going, it must be good. You know, that's critical. If you have a testimonial, there's no more powerful testimonial than showcasing the people who've already made the commitment, plop down the money to go. Then it's safe. It's safe, right? So I think a second launch is awesome. Debbie says, I will relaunch if there is space on the ship. I have no more group space at the moment. I get it. It's worth checking out. It's checking out. You know, you never know. Good stuff. Anybody else have a success story to share, success spotlight? And frankly, if you happen to be one of our invited guests, if you got something successful, I told you just to eavesdrop, but you can go ahead and share. Tell me. Go ahead and type it in, or I'll put your mic on. Okay. I want to get to what Sam, and here's two examples of success stories. Sam from Traveling Good Company had 5 couples I initially contacted last fall who told me they could not go on her Ireland trip this year for various reasons. And here's what she's saying. I decided to reach out to them again. One couple asked me to send them the information and I just got a call that they want to make their reservations. Another couple said they were not interested in Ireland, but asked me if I could customize a 2-week trip to Italy for them. This is the first time I have gone back around to people who already told me no and asked again. Who knew? Did you hear that? Did you get that? Effort was minimal, no advertising, no marketing, picking up the phone and saying, hey, I know you couldn't go on the Ireland trip, but we're going. Any chance you still may want to go? One couple said, actually, yes. The other couple said, no, but can you help me out with this? Oh my gosh, this is just simple business 101. This is you being loyal to your clients. We all complain that we wish clients were more loyal to us. It doesn't start with their loyalty to you. It starts with your loyalty to them. And by picking up the phone and calling, and even if they keep saying no, 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 one time they will say yes. Because they're grateful you're showing loyalty to them. You know, you're not going to be too hard salesy, right? Or else they won't pick up their phone and they won't be loyal to you. You're just making friends. Also, Sam says, and you recall I started with one couple for Alaska and asked them if they had any friends they would like to invite. She said, I just added another couple today. They're next door neighbors. So now she's got 6 couples total. And it started off as 1 stateroom to Alaska. And all she did was, we talked about this at the very beginning of the hour, that asking the simple question, whether it's an individual booking, friends, or a group booking, is there anyone else you'd love to travel with? Who? And it turned out to be their neighbors. This is so cool. She's got 6 couples traveling. Congratulations, Sam, on that. All right, let me check the question box here. Who else has questions, challenges, issues? Bring them. Let's talk about them. I want to remind you that Pitch Perfect is live. Boot campers, if you haven't seen the modules yet, let me know. I would love to get your feedback. Thus far, it's been very, very good. I am reloading training module, I think it was 2 or 4, I don't remember, because the volume of the background music ended up coming out a little too high, and I aim for perfection. Remember, I asked you that question in Facebook to see, hey, is the volume okay? Because I want it to be in the background, but I also think it's nice to have something that sort of fills that. I like that. And I did it both ways for a while, and I got better feedback when there was low background music. So I'm going to be reloading that particular module. I don't remember if it was 2 or 4 with lower music, and the word-for-word transcripts are coming. Let me see, what else do I have on my list here? Oh yeah, Hans, you've got questions. All right, let me just check the question box here. Anybody else? So I'll tell you what, Belvin, hold on to that. Yes, I'll tell you when I'm going to turn on your mic to ask it with a microphone. Let me tackle Hans right now. Belvin, we're going to come to you, and I'm grateful you can put your mic on. Hans says that he's considering doing a group cruise specifically with group leaders, potential group leaders, so they get a feel for the cruise experience and how a group would work. Do I have any comments on this? Ever been done before? That kind of stuff. And the question is yes, it's been done before. Yes, I think it's a great idea. Yes, it's a great idea, assuming you can find prospective or potential group leaders. They may already be group leaders. They may be very savvy to the game. You need to be careful because they may have their hands out for something free, for a big deal. So I think, Hans, if you have an audience in mind, and I think the best audience are people who they don't even know they're group leaders yet, but they are influencers. You know, we all struggle to go find group leaders. Stuart, where are all the group leaders? Well, you can look them up in the yellow pages. They're professional group leaders. And they're going to have their hands out. They're going to be super savvy, and they're going to know what they want, free this, free this, free this, and money and this kind of stuff. And maybe it'll work just fine. And I really believe that there are the bigger opportunity is for you to create new group leaders. And you may not even have to call them group leader because they may have full-time jobs or they're full-time parent, and they don't want to be called a group leader, but you know they really are because they are the most important influencer. They will influence other people to join and travel together. So Hans, yes, I think it's great. We might call this sort of a site inspection kind of a thing, but you need to be careful, or I wouldn't call it that, because when you call it that, what happens is people will pay, and then if they do end up booking the group with you, you would then refund their money back for what it cost them. I'm not sure you're going to be prepared to do that, but that's something that's done a lot of times in the corporate arena for corporate groups, where you have somebody who's thinking of doing an incentive trip or a business meeting at a location, and they say, okay, pay up front, and if you do book it, I'll give you money back, right? You don't want to give out stuff for free here. So I think it's a very interesting idea and worth pursuing. I don't want to give it more thought and continue to give you some more thoughts as it hits me. The second thing is that it sounds like you have two groups that are traveling at the same time, and you're going to be escorting both. And I think that's awesome, because it amortizes your time being out of office, being there for two groups. However, are you going to be okay, Hans? Can you handle both? Because the whole idea of you escorting is to be behind this, sort of a step ahead, but behind the scenes, to make sure everything is going smoothly, to be in the background. If you can handle both groups, both agendas, you're golden. If both groups are not going to collide and cause any problems and be envious of each other or want to participate in each other's activities, then you're okay. I'm a business coach. I like to point out the opportunities and suggest everything that could possibly go wrong. 2, think about everything that could go wrong. And if you can mitigate that, you're golden. For instance, if you're escorting, one of the most important, obvious things is, of course, to have a hospitality desk set up. So what you may do is have, I don't know if you can have a dual hospitality desk. If both groups will not infringe upon each other, then you can do that. Or on Tuesday from 10 to 12, it's the hospitality desk. That's for group X. And on Tuesday 3 to 5, it's the hospitality desk for group Y. Now, if somebody from group X walks by and sees you, of course you're going to be there to help them. Or do you make a dual desk? It really depends on the relationship you see, Hans, between the two groups, and that you can handle both. And perhaps, Hans, if you're traveling with your significant other, with a spouse, or could you travel with a coworker if you need to be more than one person to handle it when you're escorting. But otherwise, sometimes maybe, and this could be, I don't know how this came about, if you made it happen, but if you blocked space and you realize that's it, you've maxed out on sales here, and now you can use that same space, that same opportunity for another group, and maybe it starts off as individuals. It can get a little hairy because those people who are part of the true affinity group may not want outsiders as part of their group, and the cruise line won't know who's part of the group if it's all under the same contract. They're going to consider them all the same. So, Hans, do you have separate contracts for the groups? Can you do discrete things, private events for both where they're not going to negatively commingle? Just some thoughts. But there's upsides and downsides to that. All right, let me check the boards above, and I'll be with you in just a second. Hans says, thanks. I think the idea of finding a new group leader is a good idea. Good deal. Beverly, having issue getting commitment letter, will PDF be on the bootcamp page? Yes. So if you guys can't download the handout, no problem. And I will tell you, I'll put it on Facebook. I'll let you guys know when it's there. Hans says we will find out. It will be interesting. August 30th, it's a 5-day Caribbean cruise, and he's going to find out, see if he'll be able to handle both, and he's going to give more information email. Good deal. All right, Belvin, I am going to turn on your mic now. You said you want to turn the mic on. We've got 10 minutes left, folks. Stick with me. We're going to see what Belvin's got to answer. Ask if you've got any other comments or questions. Bring them now. We got 10 minutes left. I hope you've enjoyed the content here, and for our visitors, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This goes on every other week in boot camp, where my agenda is your agenda. Where you need help, you let me know, and you can get personal. You can get personal to your specific business opportunity or challenge. All right, Belvin, here we go. I'm going to send you a mic unmute request here. Hang on there. Working on it. Working on it. Come on there. And it's not happening yet. Hold on there. I'm still working on it. Looks like my screen is frozen, Belvin. I don't think I can. Belvin, it's your end. If you guys can still hear me, I hope we don't have a total crash here. This is interesting. But GoToWebinar has actually frozen on me, and these are the wonderful technical difficulties and challenges that we face in life. And I wonder if we've lost all connection. Let me know. But stick with me, because what a true professional does is they don't cry, they don't stamp their feet, they stick with it, try to make it work, and realize that we cannot control technology sometimes. Are you with me? Can you hear me? But nope. I wonder if we are still live here. Here we go. Okay, now it looks like I have throttled back control. That was interesting. And I am still unable to. Wait a minute. Unmute Belvin. There we go. Weird stuff going on here. Belvin, can we hear your voice?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I don't know what happened before, but technology almost blew us out of the water. We're back. Lay it on us. What's your question, sir? Thank you so much for putting your mic on.
Hey, first of all, thank you for having this platform. It's really been helpful for my business, and it seems like it helps a lot of others as well. I'm particularly in the group business. I'm more in the celebration group business, and I'm really enjoying the GLS group launch sequence. The issues that I'm running into, especially for people who are doing kind of birthday vacations, is the group leader will come to me and they're ready to do this birthday vacation, but they don't have a minimum 10 rooms. So they're kind of, we're kind of searching, you know, we put it out there. This is before your GLS information came about, but I would put the information, we'll get, you know, we'll talk, we'll consult, then we put everything they want, and then it's a rush. It's, how can I put it? They're kind of delaying in getting, you know, deposits in, and then you really don't know how many people are going to go till the last payment is due. Right. What can I do to, I guess, increase the numbers for the person, the group leader, who wants to have a group but really doesn't have that minimum? Should I just say, wait till you get a minimum, or hold off, or should I just kind of build it up till they reach that point?
Yeah, great question. You want me to shut your mic now? Or do you want to stay on?
I can stay on.
Okay, good deal. I think laying it on them to try to get more people interested, and I don't mean to diminish this by saying, hey, get back to when you have more people. Not that. I think that I don't really see success going that way. I think having a conversation and you getting a gut feeling for this person's level of influence and their level of commitment to making this happen, asking questions like, do you guys, have you ever traveled as a group together before? Have you ever done anything like this before? Is it a very special birthday? You know, some people make a really big deal out of 21 or 50 or whatever, and you get a pulse first, Belvin, of, is this an opportunity? And then honest to goodness, I would do the group launch sequence to a T, because as long as you feel that the birthday girl or the birthday boy has an active social group, so you're not spending any money, then you can do the whisper campaign, save the date. All right? And I realize, at the other hand, you're like, well, wait a minute now, but do I block the space? What if I have to put out money? This kind of stuff. Maybe you don't even do that just yet. You see that the departure would be in a particular month, so don't put a specific date. Like for my river cruise, I didn't save April 17th. I put April 2017. That's all I said.
Okay. Okay.
and then start that whisper game, get people talking, send out that survey, and you got to work with them that they get it out through all of their social channels, and see who comes to the table, see who's interested, and then if it looks interesting, then pursue it, and be honest and say, look, there's a great possibility this can be very exciting and work. For us to get the best pricing for you, I can get, it's the more people who participate, the better pricing, and I put together an amazing package. Now, it doesn't mean, and this is you speaking to them, Belvin, that you can't still do this with a few couples. I'm more than happy to take care of your love on you, make this an amazing celebration. So at the end of the day, we can do 2 cabins. We're going to make it happen. But would you like to see how big we can get it? And if they're like thumbs up, then that's how you walk before you run. And if it looks like you may have an opportunity, then go ahead and block space and put together a package after you see this interest. But of course, definitely speak to them to see what they want to do. What they want to do, a 3-night or a 4-night, a hotel, a resort, or a cruise. And take it slow. I think you have the makings here of a great business concept, which is approaching people who approach you, either it's a birthday celebration, anniversary, because you know the #1 reason why people travel together as a group. #1 is
Right.
celebration. It's celebration. And they, more than anybody else, talk about having a vested interest. It's all about them. They want friends and family to come. So you potentially have a great influencer. So that's what I would do. Mitigate your risk. And the other thing I want to mention is, I know in the last show, Hans brought to our attention that it's probably over by now. Like Carnival had a promotion where you can block a space, and it was less that you had to block, less of a commitment, lower deposits and stuff. Maybe there could be promotions going on that you could potentially leverage the two, and have the TC opportunity lowered. But walk before you run, but definitely pursue it. I think it could be interesting, and these could be perfect small groups. We talk about this. The size of the group doesn't mean you can earn more money. You could earn wonderful margins on a group of 5 staterooms. Wonderful, and make new friends and have loyal people, and it could grow from there.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I am actually, I've been doing this for a while here with the celebration. It's good. I mean, sometimes you're right, you may get 3 to 5 rooms, and then sometimes you may get 20 plus. But, I just wanted to see, how I should pursue it when I know I don't think it's going to reach the minimum. The good things about that, like, for example, Breathless all-inclusive resorts, I do more all-inclusive than cruises.
Okay.
They do have, you can find packages out there for less than the 10-room minimums.
Okay.
So for your guests out there, if you're looking for birthday getaways and things like that, they do pursue those for, I think this one was for 5 rooms. So
Okay.
You can get incentives that way.
Yeah, and that's great. That's right. In the resort, it's very different from cruises. The level of commitment can be very different, which is great. And just let me just leave you this one thought. This goes for you, Belvin, and for everybody else listening. And you guys know this, that the leader, the birthday boy, the birthday girl, or whatever, they're going to be the first ones to jump up and down probably and say, "Oh yeah, we'll get this one and this one and this one, and oh yeah," and that never happens. It just doesn't. As an example, for my river cruise group, there were several couples who we were counting on. I know they're going to come. They're definitely going to. And they told me, "Oh, we're definitely going to come." Well, right off the bat, 90% of them said, "Oh, we've got a wedding. Oh, this is 2 years out. Oh, my kid's graduating from college. Oh, well, we're going to Iceland that year." So, boom, right off the bat, all these couples that I would love to travel with, they couldn't go. And so that was me jumping up and down saying, "They're going to go, they're going to go." They didn't. And then a couple more found out, financial issues, personal issues, they couldn't go. So yeah, walk before you run, and be honest with them and say, look, the more we get, the more opportunity there could be for a package. I don't like to talk about discounts and savings, but we can offer a richer package, and do the launch and see who signs up, man. See who comes along for the ride.
All right. Well, thank you for your help.
You bet. All right, I'm going to put you on mute, and then we are. Thank you, Belvin, so very, very much for make present a mute, Belvin. Thank you for stepping up, turning on your mic with that courage. It is time. It is time. And I know there were some other comments here. Let me think here. Oh, yeah. So I froze here, but you guys still heard me, so that's really cool. And Lynn, I'm going to have to get to your question next time. Debbie, you got to run. Lynn, we're going to get it next time because it's time. Remember, I promise you, we start on time, we end on time. We got to go. Or all of our boot campers and all of our visitors, I'm so glad you joined today.